Welcome to a new episode of Girl in the Verse, the video podcast, the place to be if you are a part-time creator and you're looking to go full-time by the end of the year. I've got you, friend. We've only got a few months left of 2023. And if you are serious and committed to doing the work, I am excited to be on this journey with you. And I really want to share with you everything I've learned on what it takes to go from being a part-time creator to a full-time content creator just in time for the new year. Now, in case we have never met yet, hey, my name is Melina. I go by Girl in the Verse. And really a little about me. Well, I've worked in television here in Canada for about 10 years. I worked as a TV news reporter. And really what I learned over those 10 years was how to utilize social media and how to build community up in the DMs, utilizing every social media platform to speak to Canadians on a level that allowed me to build relationships with people who would reach out to me and give me scoops, give me news stories that no other networks were talking about. Why? Because I built and fostered a community where people trusted me, where people wanted to share their stories with me and really believed in my skills, right? You also got to be like an expert. So really believed in my skills to be able to share their stories the right way for 6 o'clock news. So I have been doing this for over 10 years. And then fast forward to a few years ago, I quickly dived into crypto, NFTs, emerging technology, because what really bothered me about Web 2 platforms like Instagram, Meta, Facebook, all that kind of stuff, was that I didn't actually own my work. And that really bothered me, and that's going to be for a future video. But today, I'm going to share with you all the things you need to do if you want to go from being part-time to full-time for the next year. We're going to talk about embracing your cringe, defining your niche, creating products to sell, and last but not least, choosing those platforms. What is that going to look like for you and your business? But first, of course, let's talk about it, because I've been seeing this going around on social media, and I think it's so important for us to embrace your cringe. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, I've been hearing that we are entering the creator cringe era. And so I wanted to address this. What do I mean by the creator cringe era? I get asked all the time from creators, well, Melina, how can I start creating content? This is the answer I always give. And I know it's sort of like why is she saying this? We already know this, but I think it's important for you to hear it from me. There is never going to be a perfect day to start. There is never going to be a perfect day to launch that product. There is never going to be a perfect day for you to post that video. Never. So here's what I tell all creators. I want you to just start. Just have a day one. Change your Instagram handle to the handle you want and just start posting. Start figuring things out, because unless you start, you'll never know. So it's all great to have these ideas up in your head, but those are just ideas. Now it's time to see results. If you are serious to start really monetizing your content online, you're just going to have to start. A lot of people are scared to create content because they're afraid they're going to look cringe. This is what I mean by the creator cringe era, right? A lot of people are scared to start because they're like, I'm not a professional. This is weird. My voice is weird. I don't like my voice. I don't like the way I look. The video sucks. And here's what I have to say. It's going to suck. It's normal that it sucks. It's normal that you feel cringy. Why? Name me any industry. Sports, athletes. Athletes have to practice their sport in order to get better, right? I think about chefs and restaurants opening up, and how do they become the best chefs of the world? Well, they practice their recipe. They perfect it. So in order to get to the best, in order to get to the top, you need to practice. So just like in every other industry, I don't know, name me a few, drop them down below. right here up in the comments. Drop me your niche, your industry. It's normal if you feel cringe when you're posting your first video. In fact, when I was working in news, and I also worked in radio for a brief moment, but when I was working in news, I remember like hearing my voice and telling my producer, like, oh my God, I don't like my voice, turn this off. And my producer, other reporters, news anchors, everyone would tell me, oh, I also hate my voice. And it was like, it was normalized. Oh, don't worry, you'll always hate your voice. I still hate my voice. And so I want you to hear it from me, from other experts, from people I've worked with in newsrooms. We all hate our voice. We all don't like the way we sound. We all wish we could be better, but you only get better if you actually post that video, if you press record. Here's the important thing that I want you to leave with. If anything but this today, I want you to leave with this. The important thing is to not let your fear of looking cringe, of looking weird, of feeling stupid, stop you from creating content. It is such a pity when I hear from so many great people who have these great ideas, not doing it, not pursuing it, because they're scared. I was scared too. I was scared to tell my parents, hey, I'm going to drop out of science and go pursue journalism. That was scary for me. I was 18 years old and I told my parents, like, I'm sorry to break your dreams, but I will not become a doctor. That was scary. But I did it because had I not done it, I think I would have just been miserable. And I just remember having to be honest with even myself. I need to go out there. The world needs to hear my message. I want to share people's stories. I'm attracted by people. I'm attracted by communities. And so I let that bigger purpose of mine take over, and I am so glad I did. One of my favorite people on this planet Earth that motivated me for the past decade, I've had the honor of attending 2 of his conferences over the past 2 years. I also was on stage this year talking about being a female content creator, talking about emerging technology, which is like anything around NFTs, crypto. And I was able to be on stage and talk about being a content creator and the things I've learned from Gary Vaynerchuk. And we had this conversation this past year and I asked him, right, like, what does it take? What can you tell content creators? He says, fail fast. What does he mean by fail fast? Learn what didn't work fast. Learn about it quickly. Because if it's going to take you 10 years before you launch that product and you didn't learn all those mistakes, you're still going to be behind your competitor. So it's important, and I want you to remember this, it's important to fail as fast as possible because when you start learning from your mistakes, you will get better, right? It's like the chef, right? Trying to perfect his recipe. If he just adds a few more spices, changes the protein up, and all of a sudden this plate, this dish is elevated, that is only because he tested it out. He tried and was like, no, not there yet. You got to fail fast. So if you don't want to learn it from me, learn it from Gary Vaynerchuk. I love him so much. Fail fast. Fail as fast as possible. Everyone looks cringe at first. Everyone feels weird at first. Everyone feels like they're not good enough at first. It's all part of the learning process. So now once you get over the fear of looking cringe, here are 3 things I want you to consider. And this is really going to help you from going part-time to full-time. Number 1 is your niche. Now, we've seen it a lot on social media. A lot of people are saying, well, we don't want to be put into a box. And here's what I have to say about niching down. I will never forget this moment where I was on TV, I was creating content, I was showing people my lifestyle, and I was doing all these different things. I was talking about dating, and I was just like doing a bunch of things. I was just like, I'm just going to post what I ate for breakfast today on Instagram. Like, I remember those days. Was that you? Drop it in the comments below if this was also you. And then I went to a party, and my girlfriend doing what she does best, which is amplifying her bestie, me. And she was going around telling people, oh my God, you should really be following Melina because she does this, she posts her favorite food, she's this, she's that. And I just remember being in that room and seeing people like gaze away, almost like, okay, she's doing a lot, which sometimes we're like, that's great. You're doing so much. You're hustling. But the reality is you're not actually speaking to anyone. So here's what you need to know. When you niche down, this gives you the chance to speak to one person directly. And that's what you want. Because here's what would have happened had I niched down earlier on. We would have gone to that same party and my girlfriend would have said, hey, you really need to be following Melina because she helps content creators. And then people who would have clicked by that would have said, oh my God, let me go follow her. It would have just set the tone right away, rather than people feeling like, oh my God, she's doing a lot. And they don't feel like they fit into all that lot stuff. You have to think about your niche. Who do you want to help and how will you help them? How are you going to take them there? Think of a niche that is specific, a specific topic or interest that you can focus on in your content. You have to find your unique voice and the style that is going to set you apart from everybody else. How am I able to talk about content different from every other content creator on this platform? Because of my story, because of what I've been through, because of my mistakes. I'm going to teach it to you differently. It's just how it is. So none of this, oh my God, but there's 10,000 chefs in the world. Doesn't matter. We still need you. We still need to see how you make those recipes. There's 10,000 athletes. There's 10,000 players that want to be part of the football team. What's going to differentiate you from everybody else? Your niche definitely needs to be something you are passionate about. I have been a content creator for so long. I am so passionate about doing short form videos, poking fun at things, using trending sounds. I love it so much. Literally, my iPhone has become my favorite tool because I love creating content. I love it. I love helping creators figure out how to create 10 different types of pieces of content. It is something I am truly passionate about. You have to be passionate about what it is you're going to be teaching, okay? Because you're going to be doing this day in and day out, and that passion is going to have to be expressed, right? Utilizing video, taking pictures, and all that aura of yourself will come out of the screen. So you got to be passionate about what it is you're doing. You're going to have to figure out who your ideal customer is. Narrowing your audience down to a specific person will actually help you attract more quality followers. And let's not talk about all this 10K followers. You want to get your ideal customers. Even if it's 1,000 people, that's a good place to start. At least they are all following you for that one specific thing you are going to teach. Here are 3 questions I want you to ask yourself when it comes to narrowing down your niche. What are you knowledgeable about? What is something you know that others do not? What can you teach someone? Number 2, we are going to create products to sell, right? There is nothing more frustrating than you spending weeks and hours creating all this content and posting 5 times a day, but you're making 0 money, right? How many people do you know on Instagram have millions of followers? They're trending. They're going viral on TikTok, yet they make no money. Why? Because they're not selling anything. You're funny. It's fun. I like your content. But what else? You have to sell them something, right? Every content creator says you need to have a hook. You need to have a body. And then you need to have your call to action. What is your call to action? Where are you sending them to? If it's just follow me on TikTok, okay, so what? The key is to find something you can create that is valuable to your audience and that they are willing to pay for. So I want you to start thinking about creating a product. It could be something digital, right? I sell a digital course. I sell ebooks. It doesn't have to be a physical product, but think of something that you're like, I think I can help my audience with this. And this is maybe the tool I use. I know so many creators who sell an Excel spreadsheet to their audience, $5, and they make money off of that. So think about a product that you think you can sell that actually serves your audience. And number 3, the social media platforms, right? You also need to figure out, the right social media platforms to promote these products that you're trying to sell. And this is why figuring out your niche is so crucial, because once you start figuring out your ideal customer, then this is your time to figure out where your ideal customer is spending most of their time on. Which platform is it? Your ideal customer might not even be on the platforms you're currently spending all your time on, right? So this is giving you the opportunity to think about your ideal customer first, not about you, but where your ideal customer is. I suggest all my content creators to start with 2 platforms. Why 2? Well, it's giving you the ability to test on both platforms. And 2, simply because you don't want to get overwhelmed. You're posting everywhere. You're constantly scheduling things. You're going to feel burnt out because you're not seeing results. So I would much rather you focus on where your ideal customer is spending most of their time on, pick 2 of those platforms, and start creating content there with your call to actions. I like to utilize YouTube because of its search engine optimization. And now I'm spending a lot of my time on TikTok because I am favoring this long form content on TikTok as well as going live. So those are the 2 platforms I'm currently on, but I'm still on Twitter or X. I'm still on Instagram where I'm nurturing my community, but the 2 platforms I am specifically choosing to be on constantly is YouTube and TikTok. I want to hear from you. What are the 2 platforms you're on right now? Things that I want you to consider when you are choosing your social media platforms. The first thing is your target audience. Like I said before, who are you trying to reach with your content and what platforms are they on? Number 2 is your content type. What kind of content are you creating? And sometimes some platforms are going to be better for you based off the type of content you feel comfortable doing. And number 3 is your goals, right? What are you hoping to achieve with your social media presence? Do you want to build a large following? Do you want to drive traffic to your website? Do you want to sell products or services? So these are things to consider. The other thing I want to make sure that I'm really honing in on today for creators, it doesn't matter how many times you're posting. It doesn't even matter if you're choosing 2 or 3 platforms or 6 platforms. What I really want you to consider is what is going to allow you to stay consistent. And that is why I say start with 2 platforms. Start with what you already think you can handle. Because it's great to be like, I'm going to post 6 times a week. I'm going to be on all these 6 platforms, yada, yada, yada. And then you burn out and then you stop and then you forget about this and then you give up and then you go back to a 9-to-5 job. That is not the goal. The goal is to stay consistent. So choose to aim smaller, have smaller goals and tasks. If you're already working at a 9-to-5 and you're trying to generate money with this part-time content and products you're trying to sell, what is going to allow you to stay consistent, right? Because you've already got a full-time job. How many times a week are you willing to show up on social media consistently? So stop thinking about, oh my God, I got to post 6 times a day, and think about what could work for you. Quality over quantity, friends. Okay. I also want you to pay attention to analytics because you want to keep track of your engagement on each platform, and you also want to see what's working. If things are not working and your analytics are showing you that, stop spending time trying to perfect that. See what works and continue doing what works. But your analytics, you're going to have to wait for a month, right, to 2 months to see what's working and what's not working. So for the first few months, allow yourself to just test things, but then look at your analytics and see what's working and what is not working for you. And I want you to be yourself. People don't talk enough about this, but I want you to be you. I want this to be as authentic as possible. What is true for you? What are the things you've learned that you're like, if only my community would know that this is not true, that this doesn't work. Be authentic. Speak the way you would speak. Talk to your audience the way you already are. Be you, because being you is what's going to set yourself apart from everybody else, your unique voice in your content. That is the trick. This is what will make your content stand out from everybody else. Okay? You, your unique voice, your unique approach, your unique thoughts and processes. That's you. Those are the things I want you to start considering if you want to go from being a part-time creator to a full-time content creator for the new year. If you follow these tips, you will be well on your way to achieving your goals. I launched a Creatorverse hub, and this is a hub where I am dedicating my time in helping part-time creators learn all of this, everything I'm teaching you today and more in order to go full-time. Now, if you feel like this video resonates with you, if you feel like, oh my God, I need to take the next step here, then I'm inviting you to join the Creatorverse Hub. I am looking right now, 20 founding members where I can take my time and sit one-on-one with you to help you achieve your goals. If you are like, wow, Melina, this sounds great. Everything you're saying today resonates, but now you want the help. You want someone to guide you. I'm there. I'm there for you. If you're serious about making a career out of content creation, I would love to help you reach your goals. All you need to do is shoot it down in the comments below. You can also go check me, find me on your favorite social media. I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Twitter, LinkedIn. I've also got a newsletter where I'm helping and amplifying content creators because I've been there, guys. I know how frustrating it can be. DM me. Drop it down in the comments below if you want access to the Creatorverse Hub. We'll see if you're a perfect fit. I am so excited. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys next time.